All right, welcome to video number 3. We are here with Luke Schnoebelen.
Schnoebelen, yes.
Schnoebelen, which is, we learned just how to say that correctly. Betsy's back. She's done taking the pictures. She's got a gigantic spork.
No, this is a very tiny spork.
That's a just tiny spork. So Luke, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
For our guests out there who haven't had a chance to talk with you like we have, tell us a little about who you are and what you do, and maybe your connection to why you're here.
Okay, so my name is Luke Schnoebelen, like they said. I work at a law firm in Kansas City called Shook Hardy and Bacon, and my primary role is to help people at this law firm learn how to use the technology. And so why I'm here today is throughout my entire career, I worked at a healthcare IT company called Cerner prior to coming here. And my primary goal is to make technology easy to understand for adults. Because a lot of people give you that excuse, I don't have time to learn, or I don't want to sit in class, or I don't know how to do that. And so enter in TechSmith. I found Camtasia at a very early age when it was Camtasia version 4. So I'm OG Camtasia, I'd like to say.
Nice.
And really have used it ever since, and have embraced a lot of the other applications and software, and even some of the relationships I've made with many people across TechSmith. I've never met a person at TechSmith that didn't embrace me with open arms, and really have just gone from there to make hundreds and hundreds of videos down to robust e-learning courses. So really cross the gamut when it comes to TechSmith products.
So as you've done this, I guess what is the reaction to, because I'm guessing across a healthcare IT company and a law firm, what are people's reactions to having you teach via video versus, I'm guessing there's a lot of kind of old school standard. I want to go to a class. I sit in a class. That's where I learn.
Well, I think that there's kind of this fear of, from a team or a training team perspective, of creating this beast of an e-learning course. It's going to take X hundred hours, and you need to have an instructional designer, and you need to have someone who knows technology, and you need to have someone with this lovely voice, and you need to have this recording studio. We'll scale that back a little bit, and you can create what I call throwaway courses. It's, it meets that client need just in time. If it's one doctor or nurse, or if it's one lawyer, or if it's maybe a small subset of people, then you can use Camtasia Studio. That's primarily what I use. I use it every day to create a video to meet that need. And that video can be put in your learning management system. It can be, if it's small enough, it can be sent via email or shared on screencast.com. I use that a lot for one-to-one because you can password protect those videos. And that, all the walls fall down. And then the great thing about Camtasia Studio that I found is it's so easy a caveman could do it. That really applies. I mean, it's a tool that out of the box, you watch the tutorials that come up on the first screen, and you trial by fire, you get started using it, and you're a rock star within a matter of weeks. And there isn't another e-learning tool on the market that's even close to that.
So one of the things that we found is, and as a company we try to do this, and we use lots of videos, is that at some point you feel like, wow, I've got a lot of videos. Is there a video? Do you find that people get video fatigue because if you are, or maybe you're doing it just enough in a course kind of style setting that it's not that big of a deal?
Yeah, I think it depends on your audience. The same thing goes with these videos. People think you need to file them away and store them and name them properly. Yes, you can do that if you invest a lot of time in it, but we're in this YouTube type culture and mentality. Adults lose attention after, I'd even say 2 to 3 minutes. It used to be like 4 to 5 minutes. I'd say 2 to 3 now, and you almost have 90 seconds to keep their attention. So if you can have a solid script, that's really the key, the backbone of your video, and then do things that are engaging in the video. Split like we have, kind of split screen between picture and picture, to actually see there's a human voice behind the video. Have interactive elements, ask questions almost as if you're listening to the learner, and then use many of the features of the application to keep people engaged. But as far as quantity of videos, I think if you're able to manage putting them somewhere. If you don't need them for long periods of time, don't hesitate to just, get rid of them, delete them, move on to the next one.
So I guess you talked about this engagement factor, and you mentioned there's lots of features. Is there something that you've done in your videos that you've had people come back to you and just say, "Whoa," and they were just blown away by that? But maybe it was Camtasia that made it easy. Maybe it was just your experience and knowledge.
I think it's a blend of both, but it's primarily, for me, it's exposing them to a certain area of an application. So I do primarily litigation support tools or the Microsoft Office suite, a lot of things that come out of the box on the computer, but showing them, really kind of making it a finite area of the screen, like, hey, this button right here can save you tons and tons of time, and isolating that area of the screen so they know that, it's not just this big broad picture and you're kind of just saying all these business words and they're supposed to pay attention. But if you can isolate their attention for a second and use some of the, whether it's a call out or if you're zooming in on a certain area, I think that can really resonate. They see it, they can go back to their computer and they can do it, and they can reinforce that.
So I'm thinking, and I have this picture in my mind, and I could be wrong. I usually am wrong. But healthcare law seems to be probably a little bit more conservative, a little bit more traditional.
Totally.
Do you ever get pushback from people and then I guess, because I imagine there's people out there that want to do this. They want to do video. Right. I love this idea, and I've been working at TechSmith to try to get some of our learning stuff more just quick, disposable, just put it out there. But sometimes there's pushback, like
Well, I have someone. And I won't say their role, but he calls the e-learning e-stuff. They do some of that e-stuff for this project. And that, that to me is a challenge. But another great thing about Camtasia is you could do the screencast, you could show, but allow them to be the voice. And that resonates across your audience. So if you have a CIO or if you have a manager of a team, or really just anyone with a lovely, sexy talking voice, they could get behind the screen to do your recording. That can go a long way for a given team or organization. And then once they're behind the screen, it kind of makes you equal. It's not you go and make that video. It's, oh, you brought your laptop in here, and I have this little microphone in front of me, and I'm supposed to record. And you can create a bond with that, and that resonates. I've had great success with launching e-learning courses with the certain project manager or division manager or even partner at the firm who's like on camera doing an introduction, and that gets you that buy-in for the rest of the course. And after that, it doesn't really matter whose voice it is, but that gets people engaged right away and keeps their attention.
Do you have a hard time getting these people involved in the videos? Because I haven't heard of maybe one person who likes the sound of their voice. How do you get over that hurdle? We've got a lot of camera shy people. We have people that just don't want to hear themselves.
Yeah, there's
How do you convince them?
I think if you come prepared and say, here's what I need you to do, it'll take 15 minutes of your time. I'm going to hand you the script. You can write on it. You can tear it up. You can write your own. You can freestyle.
Perfect.
That, whether they're on camera or not, a lot of people get past that voice thing and being clear on explaining who the audience is. So this isn't going to be put on YouTube to 100 million people. You're not Justin Bieber here or whatever, but it's an internal group. It's just like if you do a conference call and there's 15 people on the conference call. So really, creating a comfortable environment for the person. I do have a lot of people that have that kind of hesitation about their voice, but I tell them, you're not going to be listening to this video over and over and over. It's going to be someone at their desk with headphones or in their office or at an airport, kind of just taking that in. But I will say, one more point, one of the most rewarding things about being the narrator of videos is when you're walking the halls of your organization and you hear your voice on a video. It's one of the coolest things.
Have you been asked for your autograph yet?
I have never been asked for my autograph for that.
Next time I see you.
For that. So
For that.
Just to be clear.
There's time. There's time.
Yet.
Well, we should wrap up the video. But Luke, if you just hang on for a second, we want to thank you for joining us and give us
Yeah, no problem.
some tips. I hope everyone's listening, because it sounds like, I mean, if you can do this stuff in healthcare,
Right.
and you can do this in a law office, very conservative kind of traditional areas, feels like you could do this, and any organization has a capacity to do this. And I love the idea of just almost disposable content. So
Absolutely.
So we're gonna wrap this up, but you can follow Luke on Twitter. You can see what kind of cool things he's winning each day.
Yeah.
He used to have a blog about what he was eating with his Tex-Smith Spork.
Oh yeah, and you
I think
need
he
to
needs an
get the
update.
Tex-Smith Titanium Spork. It's the best utensil. It's your go-to utensil.
Absolutely. We probably need to eat our meals with some today. So
Yeah.
thanks again, Luke, and we'll be right back, and we'll talk a little bit more with Luke. But this is the end of video number 3.